Alright, so we have 32-2, some unit circle practice. This video is not going to be super long because I feel like you can do most of these on your own, but this is just kind of how you can use the unit circle to answer some of these questions. Alright, here's my unit circle to the right, so just so you can have a reference with me. You probably have, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 filled out at this point, so you can use any of them. Alright, before you begin, double check your unit circle and fill out version. Practice. Find each of the trigonometric values using your unit circle. We'll start with the sine of 135 degrees. Alright, so here's 135 degrees right here. And you see my two coordinate points, negative root 2 over 2 and root 2 over 2. Now remember, when we talk about the coordinate points, it's always sine, it is always cosine, comma, sine. So it's alphabetical. Cosine is first, cosine, sine. So here, if we're looking for the sine of 135, look at that second coordinate, and I have square root of 2 over 2. And that's my answer. It's very easy. You could use your calculator, but the problem with your calculator is it gives you a decimal. I don't want a decimal. I want a fraction, square root of 2 over 2. The decimal version of that is probably like 0.5 or something like that. Use the fraction that it gives you. Another one, cosine of 210. So I go over to 210, which is right here. All right. So I got 210. Here is my two coordinate points. Cosine, sine. So this part, this first one right here, would be my cosine, which is negative square root of 3 over 2. Okay, and you could obviously keep going on the rest of these. Don't be alarmed whether it is a radian or a degree. Remember, you have a radian equivalent. So if I'm looking for sine of 5 pi over 3, I would find 5 pi over 3, which is right here, and I just still use the two coordinate points. All right, so don't be alarmed if it's degrees or if it's radians. It really doesn't matter. All right, so you can go ahead and complete the rest of those. I'm going to actually move down a little bit. Tangent. So we haven't really done too much with tangent yet. When we use SOHCAHTOA, or sine, cosine, tangent, the tangent ratio is found by taking the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg on the unit circle. We can simplify this. All right, so we also said this pretty big key feature, that tangent of theta is equal to sine of theta over cosine theta. If you're wondering why the handwriting is so good, first video with my new laptop pen. So, pretty big deal. Handwriting much neater, so you're welcome. So if I know that tangent of theta is equal to sine theta over cosine theta, and I want to find tangent 30, what I can find is sine 30 over cosine 30, and then do some reduction. So let me look at my unit circle. Here's 30. 30 degrees is my first line on the unit circle. Here's my coordinate points. Now again, it goes cosine, comma, sine. So I can do sine of 30 over cosine 30. So I'm going to go 1/2 over root 3 over 2, which is obviously a pretty complex fraction. But when I divide two fractions, I can actually multiply by the reciprocal. So 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2 is really 1/2 times 2 over root 3, because I can just reciprocal the denominator. I can simplify this even more. This 2 and this 2 are going to cross off. I'm going to have 1 over root 3. Now, it's not okay to have a radical in your denominator. So if you see here I have a radical down here, I don't like that. So the way to get rid of that is to multiply by root 3 over root 3 and get root 3 over 3. So that's my answer. Okay, we'll do a couple more here, but key things to remember. this would be your first thing, right? Figure out tangent is equal to sine over cosine, and then multiplication, that would be your second step, and then your third step would be multiply by the radical over the radical. Okay. Again, we'll do a couple more here so you can see it. Let's do a simple one, like tangent of 180. Tangent of 180. So I'm going to do sine of 180 over cosine of 180. Here is 180 degrees. Right here. There's my coordinate points. Again, cosine, comma, sine. So this would be 0 over -1. Well, 0 divided by anything is 0. So tangent of 180 is equal to 0. Let's go tangent 90. Use dark blue here. So tangent 90. Here is 90 degrees. Here's my coordinate points. So again, sine over cosine would be sine of 90 over cosine 90. So that would be 1 over 0. Because I have 0 in my denominator, I don't like that, so therefore I say that it is undefined. I can say that it is undefined because I cannot have 0 in my denominator, and if you have that, you can just say it's undefined. Right, so if you type tan of 90 into your calculator, it'll say error. I don't have it pulled up. So here on my calculator, if I do tangent of 90, make sure you're in degrees, hit enter, you can see it says error. That's because you have 0 in your denominator, okay, which again, you cannot have. Therefore, you would say that is undefined or error. All right, let's do one more here. We'll do tangent 60 just because it's at the bottom. Tangent 60. Okay, well, here's 60 degrees right here. I have these two coordinate points, so it's sine of 60 over cosine 60. This would be root 3 over 2 over 1/2. Okay, which again, I can rewrite, if I flip it, I can do root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1, which these are going to cancel, and I'm left with root 3 over 1, or just square root of 3. Okay, so you have to be able to flip the reciprocal there, multiply by the reciprocal, and then cross off and simplify there. Let's see what else we got here. There's some unit circle practice down here. I'm going to post this. I'm not going to go through most of these because it's just like up here, but it's good practice for you. I'll post the answer sheet at some point this week. All right. That's all for this video. Make sure you're doing the other ones, the rest of the examples on this page. Get yourself some practice with that unit circle. I know you're probably getting comfortable with it, or you're getting tired of it, either one. But get practice with it. It's easier the more you use it.